Well, Kevin, he said defensively their main priority is going to be preventing points in the paint. He told me we can't let them get comfortable inside. That's what'll hurt us. He wants them playing a very physical brand of D down low. See if they got the message.
Yep. Thank you, David. You look back to the final game as a player, Kobe, all the emotion that was building up for that moment. Then you go out and score 60 points. Surreal moment. Did you ever think for any moment that maybe I've got 1 year left in the tank after that 60-point performance?
You know what? It wasn't a matter if I had another year in the tank. It was just, I just don't want to do this anymore. You know, I wake up in the morning, my body's sore. You know, that 60-point game was everything I had left for that year. And to be able to have to, like, reboot that and reset the system all over again, no thank you.
People don't see that side of it, do they?
No, they don't. But you know, it's just, nor do we want them to, right? We want them to appreciate being entertained and coming to a game and taking their mind off of whatever it is they want to take their mind off of. It's an opportunity for them to escape. And that's what we provide. So that's completely fine.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor for San Antonio, skilled tandem of Leonard and Aldridge at the 3 and the 4. The timeless Parker and Manu are the 1 and the 2. And it's Gasol at the 5 spot.
Yeah, and then knifing into the middle. Caldwell Pope, not just a perimeter threat. Young fella can elevate.
Then Gasol with the dunk.
Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher.
Yeah, near the hoop, he's an absolute monster.
And there's the call on Ginobili. That is his first foul of the game. And in the history of the NBA, only a handful of players have lasted 20 seasons. Kobe, you played all 20 with the Los Angeles Lakers, an NBA record for seasons with one team. What does it mean to just having worn that Laker jersey your entire career?
Well, I mean, it's a huge honor. I've always been a massive Laker fan, even when I was a kid. And so I never dreamed that I'd actually be wearing the golden armor for my NBA career. So to be sitting here right now, having played 20 years, is literally the coolest dream that could have ever happened to any kid happened to me.
And I don't know that it'll happen again. The way the league is structured now, the money, the free agency, even though you had a chance to leave a couple times, you always chose to stay.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's you know, loyalty is a word that you hear thrown around often. But in this day and age, it's very tough to see in sports because of the cap, because of, you know, the free agency market and so forth and so on. So I've been very, very fortunate to have a great organization and to be able to have played 20 years of my career here.
Here's Caldwell Pope after Pau Gasol's bucket. Bryant with a screen for Caldwell Pope. Well, you got to play against some great defenders in the NBA like Draymond Green of Golden State and others. What are some of the things that, I mentioned Draymond Green, that he does as a player that you think separates him from the rest of the defensive guys in the league?
He does his research. He does his homework.
You can tell.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can tell. When you watch him play, he puts himself in position before the offensive player even attacks. And how does he know that? Because he's watching film. He studies. He knows the player's tendencies. And so when you mix in the research to go along with his frame and the quick hands and the foot speed, then you have a defensive player that's a force.
Shot clock at 5, and there's the call on Ginobili. That's foul number 2 for him.
Got to be more careful. Can't pick up 2 fouls this early on. You just can't.
Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. Caldwell Pope with it. Now Green defending. Here's Bryant. And he uses the glass on the layup. And Kobe, you played for a handful of coaches during your career. When you look back on it, was there one coach you wished you could have played for but didn't have maybe a chance to play for?
Greg Popovich. That's an easy one for me. Although I did play for him in several All-Star games.
Yes, you did.
And one particular All-Star game in practice, he came up to me and said, okay, do you want me to just kind of go through like a whatever practice, or do you want me to do the real thing? I said, Pop, you got to do the real thing, because I've been dying to see what really goes on inside these Spurs practices.
Oh, my gosh.
You got to give us a real practice, man.
Yeah.
And he did. And Tim just kind of looked at me and was like, dude, seriously.
What are you doing?
Come on, you're killing me.
So what was a Popovich practice like for you, and how did you try to set the tone?
It was high energy, and we moved from drill to drill. It involved a lot of passing and moving. and spacing. And so all of the shooting, it wasn't any individual shooting. All the individual shooting took place within a 5-man offensive structure, a ball movement, a passing and cutting, and all of a sudden your shot comes here in the corner, and then you slide up to the next line, and you dribble, penetrate, and kick it, and then you slide to the next line, dribble, penetrate, kick. Right? So it involves constant movement where you're constantly training and conditioning the body that you're not just going to pass and stand and be a participant. Right? You're going to be involved into that in the action, not going to be a passive participant.
Spurs leading by 3. Bertans passes to Anderson. Took him no time at all on that one.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Ennis is checked in. The Lakers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Nance a screen. Here's the floater. And they're able to recover. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And getting a perspective on the offensive tendencies here since the All-Star break, we've got a breakdown showing the average 3-point attempts versus 2-point shot attempts per game since the midway point of the season for the Spurs.
And clearly, they're more focused on attacking inside the arc. It's an old-school style, not settling, but it can also make it tough to compete offensively with teams that can fill it up from distance.
Shoots from 14. That's short off the rim.
And, where was the defense there, Kevin? I mean, even though he missed it, that was not a good effort. Pitiful.
And the shot goes down.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Clarkson against Green. Here's the screen. Clarkson passes to Kuzma. Just 5 on the clock. Will it go? Los Angeles with another miss.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
You're exactly right. Patrolling the perimeter well and didn't allow the shooter to get off a clean look. That's what you would call A-plus defense.
Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Jazz in Utah.
Yeah, you're just not going to win many committing turnovers at the rate they did. That was just outrageous.
Yeah, carelessness. That's what it was. I mean, slinging all kind of risky passes and dribbling with no purpose. I call that treadmill dribbling. You're moving but not going anywhere. You can't win that way.
And so it's San Antonio in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. And we'll be back with you shortly. Now the second quarter. Spurs leading by 8. On the court for San Antonio here in the second. We've got Murray. Laverne out there with Rudy Gay. And it's Bertans in at the power forward position. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. San Antonio on defense. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. There's the screen. And that'll be the Lakers as it goes out of bounds. Lakers retain possession. You know, Kobe, you played 20 years in the NBA. Sports medicine and training becoming increasingly important for extending careers, keeping guys on the floor. How far has that science come in the time from you when you entered the league until the time that you retired last year?
Well, it helped me play 20 years.
Yeah, right.
You know?
But different methods all the way. Huh?
Different methods all the way. I mean, it's when I first came in the league and understanding what sports medicine was at the time and the research on recovery. And as the years went on, more science research started coming out on the benefits of contrast therapy, of ice baths, and surgical procedures. Like, if I would have ruptured my Achilles years ago, I never would have come back from that. Now, my Achilles, even as I sit here today, it's like I never hurt it.
No kidding.
It's amazing.
Nance, a screen. They set the screen. Clarkson, foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Kevin, let's take a look here to see where the Lakers rank in the NBA.
And they play at a nice tempo. I mean, you see their fast break points per game. Not the quickest team in the league, but they are opportunistic. And you lag getting back, they'll make you pay.
So last season, Kobe, one of the closest MVP races we've had in a long time, came down to Westbrook and Harden. Who did you think was going to win before the results came out, and why?
Yeah, I didn't even stop to think about that because they're both like little brothers to me. So even though I could sit there and say,
LA
okay,
kids too.
Yeah, I know them both extremely well, and they're both extremely deserving of it. So I refuse to split it.
Yeah,
you know, they're both my guys.
And different kinds of games, and both sensational individual players.
Yeah, they're just phenomenal. I mean, they can do so many things in the game, and now I think the next progression for them is to be able to dominate the game off the ball just as much as they can dominate on the ball, right? Because in the playoffs, the defense has a hard time finding them.
Parker's checked in for the Spurs. Here's Aldridge, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. And to have the ball in your hands at all times, always bringing it up. It's exhausting though, right? That's what they say.
But
now for you,
the defense sees you, right?
Yeah.
So if you're handling the ball, the defense has eyes on you at all times. You're here, you're right in front of the defense. When you don't have the ball, you're moving behind them. Curry moves behind
all the time.
He'll bring it up, pass it, and now he's running off the screens behind the defense, right? And it's hard to find him.
Rip Hamilton the same way.
Rip Hamilton the same way.
I know.
Jordan, flare picks, down screens, slicing into the post, right? Coming up to the pinch post. All those operational things take place behind the view of the defense.
It's tipped.
Does not have a shot blocker's reach, but Randall makes up for it with excellent anticipation.
Clarkson against Parker. And the rejection by Leonard. And now the fast break, Ginobili with the ball. Here's Gay, and the jam by Rudy Gay.
Yeah, and Gay can certainly slam it home. Got to keep this guy away from the rim or he's going to posterize you.
And Kobe, how did you learn to watch tape? Because there are guys now watching tape and they'll just go, and you wonder if it's really even sinking in.
Trial and error.
Yeah, right. But really, that was it.
Trial and error. You know, you start looking at things, you start saying, man, like if I'm watching an edit on a player and I watch one particular game and then I look at the next game and he's doing the same thing. And the next night, he's doing the same thing. Hold on, let me go back and watch. And then you start looking for consistent behaviors or patterns in their behavior. And then you think, okay, maybe that's something that's a tendency for him. Let me go back and check. 2 dribbles, turn. 2 dribbles, turn. 2 dribbles, turn. 2 dribbles, turn. 2 dribbles. Oh, my God. Yeah, that's it.
There's the pattern.
Right, so what if I interrupt him between his first and second dribble and throw him off a rhythm? What'll happen then? Right? What if I know he's going to go 1-2, turn right shoulder? I let him go 1-2. Now I jump to his right shoulder. Now he can't turn there. What happens then? Now you throw him off of their patterns.
Extraordinary work from Parker to find his teammate for the open basket. His passing is just phenomenal.
Clarkson kicks to Ingram. Bryant with a screen on Gay. Off the pick. Rebound San Antonio. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Well, I think the key was the determination and grit and toughness they played with. You've got to be focused to do that, and they were.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Luol Deng is checked in for Julius Randle. Caldwell Pope comes in for Corey Brewer. And Ball subbed in for Clarkson. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Pau Gasol is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Kyle Anderson comes in for Rudy Gay. Green, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Parker. Good work there as it goes. Caldwell Pope's got his second bucket.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
Well, Kobe, I know you've got to go, but it's been a real treat for you to join us tonight. I know our fans have all enjoyed the broadcast. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me, man. Looking forward to doing this again.
The great Kobe Bryant. And Clark, you've been broadcasting for the entire span of Kobe's playing career. How is it to share a booth with someone who you've watched progress throughout their entire career?
Well, it certainly reminds me that I'm moving into that last block on the demographic charts. I'm in the early third quarter, if you will, that's for sure. But it's a treat because it's wonderful to see how he grew as a player and as a man, and much, much respect for Kobe Bryant because he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and doing great things off the court, too.
Pass the ball. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Outside Dang. He tries for three. Bryant. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Gasol dishes to Aldridge. It's stolen by Dang. LaMarcus Aldridge has been on display for San Antonio. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome
Show.
back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny. It's San Antonio out on top at halftime. They lead by 10. Shaq, what did you see from San Antonio?
In simple truth, they just got hot. Didn't matter what the defense was doing, Ernie. They were definitely able to rise above it.
And that wraps up halftime.
And the second half about to start here in just a... There are a lot of great young talents in the league right now, and when you take a look, Clark, at the young big men in the league, who stands out to you?
I like a lot of these young big guys because they're mobile, they can score the ball, they rebound it. Karl Anthony Towns is really, when you talk about a guy doing the 2010 thing this early in his career, that's special. Miles Turner, I think, has a chance to be really special with his shooting stroke and his shot blocking ability. And then Porzingis has a lot of Dirk Nowitzki qualities to him.
Caldwell Pope is the 2 with Ingram playing small forward. Bryant is out there with Randall, and it's Ball in at the point guard position. That's the Laker 5.
Well, that was a superb read defensively. He jumped right into the passing lane the instant the ball left the passer's hand.
There's the pick. Outside Bryant. Dishes to Randall. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. And there's the call on Ginobili. That's his third foul of the game. And Gasol comes to help. Bryant passes to Randall. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Stolen by Ball. And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. Another miss by Caldwell Pope.
You know, he's been off so far, Kevin, but there's still time. I mean, he just needs to settle it down, idle it down a little bit, and try to contribute as much as he can on the offense within himself.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Greg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And, Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You know, you're worried with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a lull? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
Parker with the steal. Ginobili gets the bucket.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Caldwell Pope against Ginobili. And again, the Lakers no good.
Boy, a sluggish, muddy start to this second half. Still scoreless.
Got a hand on it.
Ball size and timing really an asset when it comes to him blocking shots.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Poked away and out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Clarkson.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker.
And checking out the stats for Gasol, breaking down his play since the All-Star break. He's putting up about 8 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And I think he's got to be pretty pleased with his output. And you know he's always looking to push himself.
Yeah, really solid numbers across the board here, Greg. I mean, he contributes in a multitude of ways for this club.
And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that three-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level.
And the Lakers, Greg, have acquired some intriguing young talent. Do you see this group blossoming into elite status?
I mean, there's still some question marks. Injuries have been an issue. I do see some all-star potential for some of their young fellas. Superstar potential, though, tougher to say. They've got something to build on, though, and that's key.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Laverne, he's checked in for Gasol. And it's Green in for Manu Ginobili. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. It's good, the assist that time for Menace. Clarkson's got 7 points in the game. Here's Laverne, and Laverne throws it down.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
For Los Angeles, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. A very slow start offensively. In the corner, it's Brewer. Lets the 3 fly. The Lakers keep it alive. Fresh 24.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Got a piece of it. Parker with the steal. And Parker with a clear path to the hoop. Finished off the break. Parker's got 8 here in the quarter. LA has gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Here's Kuzma. He's covered by Leonard. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
Luol Deng is checked in for Brewer. The Spurs also changing it up. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Gay comes in for Davis Bertans. And Murray subbed in for Tony Parker. And here are the Spurs. They're on a 19-4 run. Murray, good.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
Passes it to Green. Aldridge left side. There's 31 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Clarkson. And again, no good by the Lakers. The Spurs shooting has been just uncontainable. 72%. And it's blocked. Here's Deng. The baseline jumper goes down.
And that's a terrific sequence at both ends there. There was the block shot, then the run out, and nice finish on the break. And now this game is becoming a showcase for Aldridge. He's been out of control, a one-man team. Now it's just a matter of getting him the ball and getting out of his way.
Here's Gay. And, oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Yeah, excellent execution that time, partner. Don't want to give the opponent any time to get them back.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs, ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
The way we keep a lead is to keep making.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Lakers shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. Clark, as an analyst, do you feel you view the game drastically different from when you were in your playing days in college and the NBA?
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I really do, because I've benefited from the different coaches we've had a chance to visit with over the years, and that's added to my perspective. And you tend to look at things differently when you're playing. I was always a student of the game, but clearly I think I've become a lot more analytical as an analyst, if that makes any sense.
Yes. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. Anderson is out there with Laverne. Then there's Rudy Gay. Then there's Murray. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard position.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
And Laverne kicks to Forbes. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And the pass to Kuzma from beyond the arc. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
And now the fast break. Anderson with the ball. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Spurs?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Up again.
Well, I tell you, that was double duty right there. He influenced the shot and then got back and cleaned the glass.
Then kicks to Bryant. And the layup falls.
And, you know, these are easy ones. Once you're this close, it's academic.
The Spurs have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Forbes. Here's Anderson. Unable to get that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Now here's Ennis. He's tightly guarded. Shoots from 12. Misses off the left iron.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. Looked like he forced the shot.
1:53 left in the fourth quarter. That's tipped. Here is Forbes, and league expansion is something that simply won't leave the conversation in the NBA right now. Clark, do you think that the NBA adding another team or two is inevitable?
I don't think it's inevitable. As a matter of fact, I think we're at a good number where we are, Kevin. It's still the best league in the world, and I think you could dilute that a bit if you added teams. So I'm fine with where we are.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Larry Nance has checked in for Bryant, and it's Brewer in for Hart. Here's Kuzma, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Now the feed to Anderson. Count that one.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Spurs.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And, of course, this season for these guys has been just remarkable. Win after win, we've watched them take on the best teams in the league and dispatch them with ease. Tonight will mark win number 72, adding to the storied season one more time.
And through consistent adjustments in this season series, they're going to come away with another victory here tonight, completing a 3-0 sweep for the year against Los Angeles.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Parker.
And the sharing of the sugar, very impressive. I mean, he seemed to know exactly when to get the ball to his teammates.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
And, Greg, you know how hard it is to win on the road, but they seem to have this one firmly in control and have been very impressive today.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
He doesn't get the second one.
Yeah, he cuts the deficit a little bit, but not as much as he could have. One miss can make a big difference.
Offensive rebound. They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Dang. Fast break. Here they come. Lets a floater go. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And, guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, frustrating to say the least. I mean, don't even know why they're trying anymore. This one is a wrap.
Mills dishes to Anderson. Can't connect from 13 feet out. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg.